I was camping alone in a remote forest, miles away from the nearest road. No cell service, no nearby towns, just trees, wind, and darkness. I chose that place because it was quiet, too quiet. During the day, everything felt normal. Birds were calling, insects buzzed through the air. The forest felt alive. As night approached, I started a small fire. The flames crackled softly. The smoke drifted upward into the trees. I ate, relaxed, and listened to the sounds of the forest. Crickets, owls, leaves moving in the wind. Then, around midnight, something changed. The crickets stopped. At first, I didn't notice. Then I realized something felt wrong. No insects, no owls, no wind, just silence. Not peaceful silence, heavy silence, the kind that presses against your ears. I sat still, listening. That's when I heard it. A single step, slow, careful, somewhere beyond the firelight. I held my breath. Another step, then another. Not running, not rushing, walking. Whatever it was, it didn't sound like an animal. Animals move with rhythm. This sounded controlled. I grabbed my flashlight, shined it toward the trees. Nothing, just darkness and branches. The footsteps stopped. The silence returned. My heart was pounding. I stayed frozen, staring into the woods. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. No sounds, no movement. Just me, the fire, and the dark forest. I told myself I was imagining things. Stress, fatigue, fear playing tricks on my mind. Then I smelled something strange. Not smoke, not earth. Something sour, something unfamiliar. I stood up slowly. That's when I heard breathing. Soft. Close. Not right next to me, but not far either. I didn't shine the flashlight this time. I didn't want to know. I slowly added more wood to the fire. The flames grew higher. The light expanded. The breathing stopped. Still no insects. Still no forest sounds. Just fire. I stayed awake until sunrise. Never slept. When daylight finally came, the forest felt normal again. Birds returned. Insects buzzed. Wind moved through the trees. But something felt wrong. I packed my gear. Left immediately. When I reached my car, I noticed something. Footprints. Not animal tracks. Bare footprints. Leading from the tree line to where I had been sitting. I never went back to that forest, and I never camp alone anymore. Because sometimes, the forest doesn't stay quiet. It waits. For a long time, I told myself it was just my imagination. Stress, exhaustion, fear. But the memory never left me. Months passed. Then one night, I started having dreams. The same forest, the same silence, the same feeling of being watched. In every dream, I was sitting by a fire. In every dream, I could hear slow footsteps behind me, but I never turned around. I always woke up before I could see anything. Eventually, curiosity took over. I began searching online, forums, camping groups, survival boards. I asked a simple question. Has anyone experienced complete silence in the forest at night? The replies came fast. Too fast. Dozens of people described almost identical experiences. Crickets stopping, footsteps, breathing, the feeling of being observed. Some people claimed it was predators. Others blamed psychological stress. But a few comments stood out. They said, "When the forest goes silent, something is hunting. Not hunting animals, hunting attention." One person wrote that whatever causes the silence doesn't always attack. Sometimes it just watches. Sometimes it follows. I didn't like that. I tried to forget about it. Life went on. 2 years later, I went camping again. Not alone. With two friends. Different state. Different forest. I told myself it was safe. The first night was normal. Laughter, food, fire, sounds of insects and owls. Around 2 a.m., I woke up suddenly. No dream, no noise, just awareness. The fire was still burning, but the forest was silent. Not a single insect, not a single bird. I sat up slowly. My friends were asleep. I didn't wake them. I didn't want to panic. Then I heard it. A single step. Behind our tent. Slow. Careful. Exactly like before. Another step, then a pause. I reached for my flashlight. My hand was shaking. I clicked it on. Nothing. Just trees, no animals, no movement. The footsteps stopped, but the silence didn't break. I stayed awake until sunrise. I didn't tell my friends what happened. In the morning, I checked around the campsite. There were footprints, bare, leading toward the trees and then disappearing. I never went camping again. Some people say the forest is peaceful. Some say it's dangerous. I believe it's aware, and sometimes it notices you.